On an airplane, I met this woman, and she'd been in the school system for 31 years. She was originally a teacher and then had been an admin for many years, and she had this 30,000-foot view of today's children. She said she'd been parenting parents for years, and today, parents will take their kids out of school for like a cruise or vacation. They don't even let the school know in advance. The teacher is faced with helping the child make up the work, and the parents indirectly are teaching that child how to disrespect others by showing disrespect to the school, the staff, and to their child's teachers. And homework used to be a non-negotiable. Now it's a conversation, right? Linda, listen. This amazing woman that clearly loved the kids and worked so hard for them. So much that she worked her entire career to better the system, to better the environment for these children that attend the public schools. And she has a hand in working for and with these schools, trying to better the education system just for the kids. I hope that you know teachers like this, that are in it for the right reasons, that love each other and every child that comes in. And maybe you had a teacher like that when you were in school. I hope that you do, and I hope that your kids do. Not a teacher that just teaches them the subject, but loves them. Those teachers, like one of my really good friends, they teach these children about life. They teach them about behavioral skills, about manners, how to cope with stress. And I asked this beautiful woman on the airplane that night a question. I asked her if she could round up every student in one room and had a microphone, what would she tell them? What would she want these kids to know? What would she say to them? And her answer was beautiful. She said, I would tell them to live in a way that would inspire others. I would tell them to try to help others and to look at people on the inside. We must create a healthier society, and we can and must change children's hearts by encouraging them to inspire others. So when you're awake, you're aware of yourself, right? What I mean is you have your own thoughts. You have a conversation going on in your mind at all times. Everyone does. Remember in school when somebody picked on you or bullied you, and in your mind you're thinking, man, if they only knew me, if they would just give me the chance to explain, if they knew I just wanted to be their friend, if I wanted them to like me, that was it. If they just knew that I was a good friend to have, if they just knew. And you run these scenarios through your head about what you wanted to say or what you could have said or done to stop them or defend yourself. You run it like a movie in your mind over and over and over, and it hurts. It hurts your feelings, and you wonder if it's true what they said about you. It can create self-doubt and often challenges what your beliefs are about yourself. And then when you're hurt, you may find it better to even hurt someone else to lift yourself higher, but that's a lie. Because in the long run, knocking someone else down to lift yourself up never works. And those of us that have tried it, know. But what does work is to encourage another. When you encourage another person, it lifts them up. You can see it in their face and in the way that they carry themselves. And after you've lifted them up, it encourages you. It lifts you up. So that girl that you called loose or worse in school, what if you found out her deepest, darkest secret? That a family member had been molesting her since she was a little girl. She didn't know how to behave because of it. Or maybe she was molested by a close family friend. Or her boyfriend took advantage of her and threatened that if she told anyone, he'd hurt her. Or her little sister. Now using her body and giving herself away is the only way she knows how to get love. And she desperately needs to be loved. We all do. Because a girl in that position, coming from that kind of abuse, keeping that kind of awful secret, often feels worthless, like she's tainted, no good for anyone anymore, never going to get married. And she's having this conversation in her mind that likely goes like this. They don't really know me. I'm dirty. I'm no good. I'm a bad girl. They would hate me if they knew who I really was. I know they would because even I hate me. Everyone does because I'm disgusting. I deserve for everyone to hate me because I'm not okay, because I'm worthless. And if they don't know, they'll find out my secret eventually and they'll hate me. Her boyfriend, the third one she's had this year in her 9th grade year, breaks up with her by text and calls her a dirty name. And you see someone told him that she was kissing another boy. It was a girl that was jealous of her and liked the boyfriend herself and was hoping he would go out with her instead. The girl's devastated. It's not true. She never even got to explain, but in her inner thoughts, she agrees with what he called her. She believes that she's a bad girl, worthless. She decides that one day the world will be better off without her, and that she could just end her pain by stealing her mom's sleeping pills and taking them all at once. And everyone would be better off, including her. She makes a plan that when she goes home after school today, she's going to take those pills and she's going to take her life. And then at lunch, as she's sitting alone, isolated, so sad, she does it all the time, so alone she can't even eat, someone sits right down next to her. She's seen them before in the halls and in one of her classes, but they've never met. And this child shows her respect. They're cool. They're being really nice to her. And they just want to be her friend and learn more about her. They have no agenda. They tell her she's pretty and that she's smart. And they liked her speech the other day in class. It could be a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter. On the bus on the way home, she can't help but smile. She's made another decision. She decides maybe she was wrong and that she maybe actually is smart and pretty and has worth and that her speech was actually pretty good. She decides that the world might be better off with her. And she's so excited to see her new friend tomorrow at lunch. And she smiles all the way home. That kid that sat next to her, that kid could be you. That kid should be you. If you in your mind sometimes wonder if you're good enough or if people think you're cool or even wonder if people like you, help someone out today. Help another kid, I promise you. It'll make you feel better about yourself. It truly is better to give than to receive. Then there's that other kid that you guys call Fatty. He's overweight. He's overweight because he grew up in a place where there isn't always enough food to go around at home. And he eats as much as he can every time he can because he isn't sure when his next meal will be coming. And when you call him fat, he eats even more because now it's his escape. It's how he self-soothes. If you haven't ever experienced what he has, not having enough food, it's really scary. It's called food insecurity. And I want you to think about going to bed without dinner a few days per week. Or maybe you get to eat, but it's just a little bit of rice and it's not enough. Imagine that if you complain, your parents out of frustration, that they can't help get angry. Angry at you. They're angry at the world, but they're mad that they can't feed their children. So they scream at you for complaining. It happens every day. There are many kids in this room that are dealing with this today. Is a person different because they're overweight? In their mind, in their inner thoughts, they're just like you. In their awareness of themselves, like you, they're telling themselves a story. And a friend can help to change that story. And that friend could be you. That friend should be you. And this conversation in your head is constant, meaning it's always going. And everyone that's listening to this has that same conversation going on in their head. And whether you share a little bit of and when you share a little bit of what is affecting you or hurting you or creating emotions within you, that you're only sharing a small part of that long conversation that's going on in your head. And everyone is aware of themselves. No one knows what's going on in your mind. So be aware of the fact that while we're all walking around with these things going through our mind, we have the opportunity to find our identity in a way that is so powerful, so amazing, that the things that people say or the things that people think about you no longer affect the way you think about yourself. And these are the things that we want to share with you. These are the things that we want you to learn so that you don't have to walk around wondering if those people are right. If you don't have to walk around wondering if you're who they say you are. Because you're not. You're a child of God. You are a son or a daughter of the Most High King. And that identity will take you so far, you have no idea. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Mike Feynman. I can't wait to sit with you again. Welcome to the podcast identityU, where we help you discover your identity. My name is Michael Feynman, and I am so excited to walk alongside of you as we find this place of self-discovery together. Thank you for joining us again on identityU.